All right, what's going on, guys? This is Jaboosle back with another podcast with, of course, ABXY. And we've got a bunch of interesting topics to talk to you guys about today. A little bit of mobile drama, as well as some interesting upcoming games. We got all of it. So hopefully you guys are excited for this next episode of the podcast. And yeah, AB, you want to go ahead and say hi?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another podcast episode with your boy AB and Jaboozle. We're excited to talk about all of the upcoming news and drama, and yeah, there's gonna be some spicy topics today. So yeah, get ready, boys. Strap yourselves in because it's gonna be one hell of a ride.
All right, so I know I always start off the podcast being like, we don't have a name, and obviously we still don't have a name, but I did finally think of one, and so I wanted to actually just let you know, just like surprise you and let you know, and then see what you think. Obviously, I don't think we're gonna end up choosing it, but I just wanted to start thinking about something. So one of them that I thought of was Beyond Mobile, and the reason.
Oh,
Yeah, and so the reason why was because obviously it has mobile in the name, and obviously a lot of the topics we talk about are mobile centric, so that would be, relevant to what we talk about. But obviously it's beyond mobile as well, because we do talk about other situations and other topics sometimes that kind of extend past just Android and iOS. Maybe it's console gaming, PC gaming. There's a couple episodes where we talked about aliens and stuff. So I thought that it would actually fit kind of with our theme of what we've been doing so far in the last few episodes. So what do you think?
I think that's a pretty hot name, dude. I think Beyond Mobile sounds pretty tight. I like it. I totally forgot. I mean, I didn't forget, but I remember that you said on the last episode that you were going to think of some names. And like, I'm
Yeah.
not good at naming anything. And I was like, oh my God, I was like procrastinated until right now. But beyond Mobile, I like it, man. And then people would probably end up shorthanding it and just calling it the Beyond Podcast or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I thought it was like short enough that, it kind of just rolls off the tongue and it's, memorable. I don't know of any other like videos or channels or podcasts that have that name. So I don't think we're stepping on anyone's toes. And yeah, I just wanted to present it first before anything to sort of let you, consider it. And then also for the people who are listening to let us know like what they think about that name in the comments. And then if, it is popular, then maybe we can just use that going forward as the name. But yeah, anyway, besides that, we can go into the topic. Did you want to start off with your topics or did you want me to start off?
N- no, uh, your topics are probably good starting points because it's gonna kind of trickle down to the other stuff, and then we can finish off with like some upcoming stuff. Because the stuff that you got listed for us right now, Gab told me about the topics that he wanted to talk about before you start the stream or the podcast episode, and caliente, muy caliente.
Yeah, okay, so our first topic was a little bit of drama that happened on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. I'm still gonna call it Twitter, so just so you guys know. But yeah, it happened on Twitter, and basically, we're gonna go over here. We can see this person right here, Berg CEO. This is actually Sonho, which he's a very popular mobile gaming YouTuber, and this is like his alternate Twitter account. And he actually tweeted out this thing that got a bunch of attention, 21,000 views. And it said, iRoss continues his legacy of being the worst possible human being on earth by striking creators who use his clips/react, which translates to more exposure for him. Fair enough if this was a normal person, but it's iRoss, once again, showing his negative ill behavior. No warnings, no conversations or communication out of respect. He's too busy begging people for money to buy a phone at his big age, continuing to ruin his reputation daily. His ego is mental and he needs serious help. He cannot go one day without being negative to another person. This is just another story of hundreds of his bad intentions and doings towards another person. I want you to all keep in mind, this is not my screenshot from above. And so the screenshot he's talking about here, we can go ahead and open it up. It's basically a copyright takedown.
I hate to interrupt.
No worries.
Could you share it with me? Because I
Oh,
was trying to follow along with you.
yeah. My bad. Sorry guys, I'm still not used to Discord, so if I take like 10 minutes to figure something out, then it's because of that. It's because I'm not. Oh, we don't need to do 1440p. Okay.
Emotional damage.
Okay, so is it
Sorry, y'all.
no? Is it good now? Are you getting it?
Yes, I see it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So here is the screenshot that Sonho was talking about. and it's basically a copyright takedown request. And I believe that this was issued to iFerg, who obviously is one of the biggest mobile content creators like ever. And basically, two of his videos, I guess, got copyright claimed specifically by iRoss. And the reason why was because I guess Ferg reacted to iRoss's gameplay or his clips, but he didn't actually like give credit to iRoss or anything like that. And so essentially iRoss responded by essentially issuing a copyright takedown instead of, messaging him first and asking like, can you give me credit, or, can you just whatever, like, can you ask me next time? Instead, he just straight up like copyright took down Ferg's videos or whatever. I don't know how severe this is. I don't know if it ended in a copyright strike or anything like that, but there is that little warning right here that says expires on January 15 if copyright school is completed. So I'm assuming that there is some type of like disciplinary action on Ferg's half. But yeah, basically it was kind of this weird situation where like a huge content creator is reacting to a much smaller content creator. And instead of the smaller content creator being, kind of grateful, like Sonho kind of, implies, where he says, this translates to more exposure for iRoss. Instead, he was kind of upset by it and he issued these copyright takedowns. But yeah, what do you think about it, AB? I think it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's insane. I mean, obviously that a whole copyright system that YouTube has in place is to protect like legitimate creators and protecting their content, right? People work hard for their content, so that whole copyright system is in place for a reason. It's up to kind of the creator to kind of decide when and where to use it. There you can falsely copyright claim people, but I mean, if this goes back to the topic that we were talking about in the previous podcast about our reaction, is reaction content okay with like the stealth cod mobile,
Mhm.
XQC, the whole reaction of reactions. Like, I mean, I think as long as you're giving credit where credit is due, right? If to be clear, Berg never gave credit and anywhere to iRoss's videos. Is that
Apparently,
right?
that's what he's saying, because I can show it here now. Let me see if this is sharing to you. Okay, it is. Yeah. So this is the mobile drama guy tweeted out his response, because I don't think iRoss is on Twitter anymore. But basically he said this is the context. I was recently made aware of several YouTube channels creating/ripping off my content. It's common courtesy to ask first, or at least credit the original video and clip in the description. After a thorough search through my copyright tab, I identified 20 to 30 channels re-uploading or reacting to my content without permission or credits given. Since I was shown no courtesy, I returned that in kind by requesting the takedown of said content via copyright notices. This was not targeted at any individuals or certain channels. Certain YouTubers have taken this as a direct assault and decided to dramatize it for attention. Just ask permission or credit the creator. It's not that difficult. So he literally says like it was a bunch of people. It wasn't just Ferg, I guess, using his stuff, and they did not have his permission and they didn't give credit. So I'm assuming that in this specific situation too, with Ferg doing it, I'm assuming that he's also implying that Ferg did not use his permission, like he didn't ask him first, and he did not give him credit before making these reaction videos that Ferg made.
Oof. I mean, that's okay. So if he wasn't specifically targeting one individual, like he didn't specifically go after iFerg or only copyright claim the iFerg stuff or re-uploads, and he went after all of them. I mean, I guess that's kind of fair in a sense. I mean, that system is in place. Like I said, it's there for a reason. It's to protect content creators and their legitimate content.
Yeah.
Um, One thing I will say about these copyright claims though is that they're not the same as like a channel strike. So it doesn't mean that like iFerg's channel is at jeopardy of being like taken down or anything like that. He probably just won't be able to monetize the videos, or he'll have to share the revenue, whatever revenue that may be, with iRoss, which I mean could benefit iRoss in the end if
Mhm.
this any Ferg video is going to generate maybe hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah. And so in this situation too, a lot of popular content creators also spoke up to kind of give their thoughts on it. As you can see here, Winsanity said, "What a bum! Can't even reach out and just try to talk before taking action." And then Sunho actually responded to him being like, he felt some type of way by not only doing it once but twice. Makes you think what bro does in his spare time outside of being horrible. So obviously, this kind of sets the tone for pretty much everyone's reaction to it. Like pretty much everyone was against iRoss in this situation, and in defense of Ferg. I think Ferg even comments on it. Yeah, he says it's truly a sad day. I suppose creators now know to never give him any exposure. Um, but at the same time, I mean, if what iRoss
He
is
never
saying,
credited him, then where's the exposure?
yeah, exactly. Like, and I don't watch iRoss's videos, so I don't know if he has like a face cam and stuff. If he doesn't, then it kind of makes it to like how are we supposed to, like the viewer, how are we supposed to know that this is his content that Ferg is reacting to or anything if
Right.
Ferg doesn't give him credit? And again, based off of what he's saying, they were using my content without permission and without credits given. It's kind of implying that, like he didn't give him any type of credit. So how is this supposed to even be exposure for iRoss in the first place? Winsanity also responded to this whole thing, and he said he could have asked for the takedown with the 7-day window and still sent an immediate strike. Anyway, so I guess he did copyright strike him. Loser move. Also, dude doesn't even own the rights to his own gameplay footage. None of us do. The ultimate rights holders are the games themselves. I guess, I mean, this is technically correct. Like at any time, like, if you stream a Nintendo game, Nintendo technically owns that gameplay footage, even if it's yours, and
Right.
they can take it down at any point if they want to. Like, this is correct. But at the same time, I don't know.
No one
It
follows those rules. Like we don't. I mean, because if that was the case, then there would be no video game uploads at all, unless
exactly.
you were directly partnered or paid for videos, promoted videos, or whatever. Otherwise, I
Yeah.
mean, that last little comment, I mean, technically correct, but I mean,
It just
that
kind
would
of feels
only
like
really uphold.
irrelevant.
Yeah, it's just like adding extra on top. Like, okay, when it, bro.
Yeah, and I'm surprised because in this whole, when Mobile Drama Guy like tweeted out his response, a lot of people were actually like, they switched sides essentially, and they were like, okay, like iRoss being logical for once. Damn, he's spitting. Not gonna lie. Pills Mayhem's like, this is one of the few statements from him that I can actually agree with. Like other content creators, like smaller content creators, kind of agreed with iRoss in this, even though he is one of the more controversial content creators in the community. And he does kind of make a point, like if he's not, I don't know his content, so I don't know if he's using a face cam, and that can, that in itself kind of gives him credit, even if other people react to his content or whatever. But if he isn't, like, yeah, it's kind of, like, give the creator, their credit, give them or ask their permission to use their stuff, especially when it's someone as huge as Ferg, who's getting hundreds of thousands of views per video, or even more than that. It is kind of weird to use someone's gameplay and at the very least not give them even just a little credit. Like, just credit goes to ABXY or whatever it is. Like, it's just kind of a weird thing. And I was surprised that even after iRoss sort of said, like, yeah, no credit was given, like people were still against him in the scenario. um I don't know. It's a really weird thing, but I agree with his last statement. Ask permission or credit the creator. It's not difficult. Like, it really isn't. I've used other content creators, gameplay and stuff like that to games that I don't have access to. And at the very least, what you do is you let people know in the video, like, credit goes to this person. And then maybe in the description, just be like, please go check out their channel here. And then you link it or something like that. It's the least you can do for using their content. And if Ferg, someone who's that big and stuff, if he is reacting to people's content without doing that, it is kind of a shitty thing to do to smaller content creators.
Okay, I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of time, and I'm wondering where would that even come from, not giving credit or whatnot. And what could have happened is maybe iFerg, he probably does have like a very busy schedule. He probably just sits down and just reacts and just pumps out 100 reaction shorts. You know what I'm
No,
saying? And
absolutely.
so
Yeah.
he probably isn't even taking the time to write down people's names, or that's probably how that kind of oversight would happen, where he's not giving credit because he's just recording quantity over quality. And I think at the bare minimum, yes, you do give credit. Take the time to write someone's name down, write that
Mm,
person's name down, add it to the title, or if it happens to you, like if I were iRoss, I don't know if I would immediately jump to the copyright claim. I would probably, because there is an option to reach out to
Yeah, yeah,
the other creator. There's that option in the YouTube Studio, and you can request, some kind of mediation or whatever. Um, you could probably even tweet at Ferg, like, "Hey, I noticed that in one of your shorts, you reacted to my content. Nowhere in the description, nowhere in the video, you never mentioned my name, not one time. Never credited my channel, not one time. Can you please resolve this issue, or do not react to my content?" And maybe you end up looking like the good guy in the end, because if iFerg doesn't make those changes, well, now what's on him? He has to be responsible for making things right.
yeah,
I did the right thing by requesting it. If he doesn't do the right thing by fixing it, then and maybe other people will take note of that and be like, "Hey, don't let Fur get away with this because he's monetizing his reactions. You're not getting anything out of it, but he is. So this quote
yeah.
unquote exposure, you're not giving me exposure when you're not even mentioning my name, not even one time. So that
Exactly.
exposure, argument doesn't count. It's null and void at that point. You're benefiting off of it.
Yeah, I think I agree too with the I personally wouldn't have immediately just tried to like copyright strike them and get that on their channel and stuff. When Sanity pointed that out, he's like he could have asked for a takedown first with that 7 day like notice, and then if they don't respond in that 7 days, I guess that's when it does the strike or whatever. He could have done that for sure, but at the same time, it is still like just give people credit. It doesn't take a lot of effort to, to put a name and stuff. That being said, though, I do think I agree with you. I don't think Ferg is the one actually behind this. I think at this point, he's so huge and he probably has like a really large team that he's probably just pumping out videos. Like he's recording and then he's basically sending it off to get edited, to have the thumbnail made, to get posted, things like that. I don't think it's actually him sitting behind a computer deciding like I'm gonna upload this video and I'm not gonna shout out this creator that I'm reacting to, whatever. I think that probably is someone else's job in his team, and whoever that is, obviously it is on them, but it is still also on Ferg because you do have to be vigilant about that stuff anyway. Doesn't matter if you're at 10K subs or a million subs, like it's your channel at the end of the day. Everything you upload is representing you, even if it isn't necessarily made by you or whatever it is. So that is something that I would definitely, keep in mind if I were him. It is just kind of weird though that like I didn't expect this.
Kind of, yeah. I was gonna say I kind of don't like his response in the end, knowing everything, right? Knowing everything that we just talked about, and then his response at the end is really sad day. I guess we don't. I guess we don't give him any exposure. Like, bro,
Yeah,
shouldn't Ferg's comment be more like, "Hey, you know what? I'll make sure that I credit all content creators as they deserve credit.
yeah,
I'll fix that going forward." You know what I mean? Why not say that? Why? Oh, I guess we're just not gonna talk about you, bud. Simple
yeah.
as that,
Even
bro.
even this too. Like, look, someone pointed out, being like, I don't get it. So anyone can use your clips without permission or crediting you now. And then Sanho responds to this, being like, shut the fuck up. So even that, it's like it's so weird. It's like it's not hard to give credit,
It
and
was so
and
toxic.
yeah, and so
It's
I
because he wants to get away with it too. That's why
yeah,
they want to defend Ferg, and it trickles down where they can all defend each other, and it's the whole little circle gang
ex-
mentality where they want to shut up all the other small creators again.
that's exactly what I was about to lead to. Like we literally talked about this in the last episode. There's a circle in the mobile creator community, and when you're in it, you get things like this where no matter, even if you are technically in the wrong, you get defense. And if you're outside of it, like Fergus, I'm sorry, like iRoss is, this is what you get. You get like people publicly calling you out, people publicly talking about your negativity, your mental health, and like all this stuff. And I don't know, it's so weird that this was their response. Like Sonho and Ferg, it's literally like right above one over the other, instead of just being like, you know what, yeah, we'll do better, we'll give credit next time, not gonna react to iRoss's videos anymore or whatever because he doesn't want that, but in the future we won't make this mistake again. But instead, no, it's like, okay, I guess now we shouldn't give him any more exposure, and someone points out an obviously like an obvious like common sense sort of thing, and they get told to shut up. Like it's just so weird, man.
Yeah, that's cold blooded, man. These guys got to change their attitude. It's
Yeah,
got to change.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this might be the rare iRoss.
It's definitely a rare W for iRoss, I think. And keep in mind, he's said some very, very, demeaning, horrible things about me. I'm not a fan of him whatsoever. I think right before he deleted his Twitter, I think I made fun of him one time. But he's said some bad things about me, and even in this situation, like, I don't necessarily think I do disagree with how he immediately handled it. I would not have done that. I probably would have done what Winsanity suggested and did the 7-day notice thing. But the overall, like, knowing the context now, I personally, I would kind of feel offended if I knew that, like, a 1.5 million, or how much does he have now? 2 million, like, Ferg, like
Over 2 million, yeah.
yeah, like if a 2 million plus subscriber YouTube channel was using my content and specifically didn't even mention my name, it would kind of rub me the wrong way. Like, it would be like, come on, dude, like, like, what do you necessarily gain from this other than to essentially steal content? Again, I don't think Ferg himself is doing this. I think it's just a lack of communication in his team, maybe, and a lack of, whoever it is that is focusing on, like, his descriptions and editing his videos. It's probably just, lack of thinking, I guess, on their part, like, not really, considering the effects and stuff like that. But I mean, hopefully after this whole situation, like, hopefully he had a talk with his team and was like, guys, if we're using gameplay that isn't mine, we have to give credit where credit is due. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I gonna say, I was gonna say, uh, oh yeah. Okay, so I was gonna say that, like, whenever these kind of things happen with, like, other creators, and, like, there's quote unquote drama within the community and stuff like that, one of the things that, like, I don't get invested into it just because of the drama. I get invested in it as a content creator that's also in the space. So I use these kinds of things as, like, learning points, and it's not directly happening to me, but it's in the same space that we're in. So that's one of the reasons why I find this stuff very, very interesting and intriguing, because it's always it's like learning point. Instead of coming to these issues when you get there, it's
Mhm.
kind of nice to observe it, and then it's almost like a learning lesson. You're seeing somebody else go through it, and you're like, you know what, now I think I have a better idea of how I will react if I do find myself in a situation like this. So for some people it may just be drama, but I've always looked at it from the content creator perspective, and, like, you know what, this is actually interesting and it pertains to me and I can learn something from this. And anybody out there that's trying to do YouTube and content creation, like, um, yes, it is, quote unquote drama, but there are things that people can take away from these situations. You kind of start thinking about what you would do if you find yourself in a situation like this.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was very well said. I think I agree too. Obviously, this doesn't really involve me. I'm not really involved, but it is interesting to see, and it is also interesting as a content creator to sort of, learn from essentially the mistake and be like, oh, I don't want to be in this position where I'm using someone else's stuff and don't give them proper credit. So, I'll be more vigilant now. I'll stay on top of things like that. But yeah, that was definitely a crazy situation. And as if there wasn't enough Twitter drama, as if this whole thing wasn't enough, there's actually another thing that I wanted to bring up.
Oh, but there's more.
Yeah. So moving on from that one, we got another drama situation, and this one is revolved around instead of an individual, it's involved around an organization by the name of Mystic. So for pretty much everyone who doesn't know, because I didn't even know about these guys until, like, last week, Mystic is apparently I guess, esports / content organization on Twitter. They have, like, tens of thousands of followers, so they are pretty popular on Twitter. And they've been, like, on a massive, I guess, like, recruiting sort of thing where they're just, like, recruiting content creators and recruiting, like, popular Twitter personalities and stuff into their team. But they have been riddled with controversy, man. Like, I've heard some crazy things about some of the either former members or people who are still currently in there. Everything in regards to, like, racism, in regards to, like, sexism, in regards to even, like, making jokes about pedophilia. Like, this specific, sorry, excuse me, this specific organization has been like very, very controversial over the last maybe month or two. And I wanted to point out this specific tweet though by, I don't even know how to pronounce his name if I'm being honest.
Cygnox.
Thygnox? I guess so. Hey, that's better than anything I could have come up with. So Thygnox, I guess. I'm so sorry if he ends up listening to this. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name, but he basically tweeted out being like, I resigned from Mystic Esports. I was promised a monthly salary prior to joining the rep, and after I did the announcement, I was told that they were going to be unable to pay, no contract, so I ended up getting screwed. I wasn't aware of their sus history, so I left rather than linger around. And then Bobby Plays, who obviously, again, another huge content creator in the mobile space, actually commented on this, saying any org that has tons of creators joining but has no sponsors, it's typically a dead giveaway, and that all the talent recruiters basically tweet out ambiguous promises with no actual examples. It had him suspicious, and then he basically says like always contract first. And I thought this whole thing was interesting because I actually have some personal experience with this. But before I get into my personal experience, I just wanted to point out that like this whole thing, anyone who's listening to this, who's like an aspiring content creator, or maybe you're already creating content, you're at the 1K sub mark or 3K sub mark, whatever it is, basically this tweet from Bobby was spot on. Like when you start getting to these certain levels, 1K, 3K, 10K, whatever it is, you start to get the attention of groups like Mystic, and a lot of them will, like he says, they'll tweet out ambiguous promises, we're going to be the top team, or we're going to take over, or whatever it is. And then based off my personal experience, what it ends up being is you essentially get put into a group chat with a bunch of other content creators, and you get spammed like every other day being like, guys, go retweet our tweet, or we're doing a giveaway, go retweet it so that people can see it. And that's pretty much all the quote unquote support that you get. It's just this weird thing where these organizations kind of take advantage of smaller content creators and use them for, even though they have like very little exposure, they use them for their sort of exposure to retweet things, to represent the organization on their streams, on their videos and things like that. And you basically get nothing from it. They will promise it, like again, I apologize for butchering your name, but I don't know. They'll promise you things like a monthly salary or whatever, but then those things never come. So yeah, I just wanted to point this whole thing out because it's something that happened to me, and it's something that I think continues to happen to a lot of smaller content creators coming up that don't have anyone to sort of, give them any pointers and let them know like what to look out for and stuff. And yeah, it's kind of crazy how these huge mobile organizations with like 50, 60, 75K followers can be so shady.
I saw earlier today, right before we started streaming, there was another I guess mobile org called True Gaming that I guess folded. They announced their departure from the esports scene earlier today. You saw that
Oh,
one?
no, I didn't.
Yeah, it's True TRU.
TRU Gaming?
Yeah. True Gaming Legend. Yeah, there might be
That's just Spider-Man stuff.
Spider-Man.
True Gaming Legends.
Shoot. I think it's just TRU.
Oh, is it True Legends? Yeah.
There it is.
True
That's the
Legends.
one.
Oh yeah.
And then-
Here we go. Do you mind if I read this real quick? Just
yeah, go for it. Go for it.
yeah. Dear True Legends community, sad to announce the closure of True Legends. This decision was not made lightly, and we want to express our sincere gratitude for your support throughout our journey. We've had some incredible experiences and moments together, but we've had to make this difficult choice. While this chapter is coming to an end, we are immensely grateful for the memories we've created and the lessons we've learned. Esports remain a vibrant and ever-changing industry, and we encourage you to stay connected with the gaming community. This isn't the end of your esports journey, and we hope to see you all continue to pursue your passion and dreams in this exciting field. Thank you for being a part of True Legends. We appreciate your support and the incredible moments we've shared through our organization may be closing. Our shared love for esports will continue to thrive. Damn. Were they big or were they?
I don't think they were
Oh.
very big. Yeah,
Yeah.
right, a small one. So I don't see how like Bobby was saying that like when you join an organization, contracts. Um, I don't know if this particular esport organization was paying creators or who even their creators are. But I've also seen within like my friend group, like my friends on on like Call of Duty Mobile, for example.
Mhm.
Some people just get together and they create like little like content creator groups, and I think that could kind of help in a way. Like if you're like an individual creator and you kind of have like a group of friends that you constantly play with and you support each other, then you guys can kind of have like a little group. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I think if you're approached by any, supposed organization or even if it's something as simple as just like a content creator group of friends, just kind of know what you're signing up for beforehand because yeah, if you're being promised that you're going to be getting paid and you're going to get support and you're going to get promoted, kind of got to figure all that out beforehand before you commit to anything.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just going to end up like you said, you're just basically retweeting their stuff, promoting their stuff, and you're really not getting anything in the end besides, I guess to put the little handle in front of your name.
Yeah, no, and I think Bobby actually says this responding to someone. They were like, "Wait, so you have to pay people in orgs no matter what? How am I going to grow my org then? I don't have money to pay people." And he responded being like, "That's the org model. Creators aren't going to help grow your brand for free. And to be honest, the org model is not very profitable unless you have crazy content production that's able to drive brand deals. An agency model is much more sustainable." And I completely agree with him because it's you're essentially going to be representing an org, 24/7 essentially, because a lot of these orgs they'll make you like put your Twitter header as the org's sort of logo and stuff like that. You'll have to put the name in front. So if you were before, again, sorry for butchering your name, man, but Signox, I don't know, you have to put their name in front of it, and so you're essentially just 24/7 promoting them. And so obviously you need to be, given something in return. And a lot of these orgs don't necessarily give you anything. I mentioned earlier that, I had personal experience with this. I don't want to, name them and all this stuff because I don't want to cause any drama. I do think at the end of the day, they're good people, but I was in an organization for like 6 or 7 months and I did everything, man. I had like my profile banner thing was them. Oh, I actually need to change that. It's still them.
I don't want to name any names, but
I didn't notice that. I'll change.
You still had that up there either.
I'll have to change that. But yeah, I had the as you guys saw, I had the banner and stuff. I had their name in front of my name, so I wasn't just Jaboosle. I was this team Jaboosle or whatever. Every time I streamed, my little overlay, it had like my little yeah, like the overlay or whatever it was, it had their logo on it and everything. So I was essentially representing them in every video and in every stream on my Twitter page, things like that. And I was with them for like 6 or 7 months and they didn't do anything for me. Like they put me in a group chat with other content creators, which to be fair, like I met some cool people and stuff, but I could have messaged these guys by myself anyway, like it wouldn't have been a big deal. And in terms of like brand deals, in terms of sponsorships, in terms of connections that I otherwise would not have gotten, they didn't hook it up with a single thing. I never got a paycheck from them. I never got any sort of, benefit from them. And I, being the, dumb guy that I am, like when I was, at 5K, 10K,
Not dumb, bro.
when I was like at 5, 10, 5K, 10K, I was thinking, like, oh, this is the next step in, sort of thing. And they're going to take me to this next level. And I'm a part of this exclusive group and stuff. And the reality of it was a group chat where we would be asked to like, hey, you guys, we're in this live stream, come show support so we can make it seem like, we're really, unified and stuff. Or hey guys, we're doing this giveaway. Can you guys retweet it and interact with it so that more people can see this and things like that? And so it was just constant give and never really any take. And so that was pretty much the reason why I ended up leaving the organization, because I was kind of like, okay, I've been here for 6 or 7 months or whatever, longer than some of the people that were in there at that point, and nothing has really been done for me. I'm growing by myself, so why don't I just continue to do this by myself? Because at this point, I'm just representing your brand for free. So yeah,
I remember when you first got with the org, you were probably one of the biggest content creators in that org, just
yeah.
based off of like subscriber count and views, and you had videos that were blowing up. And I'm talking like hundreds of thousands of views on your videos, dude. And you were like one of the biggest creators there, and you were growing without them. You technically, you brought more value to that organization than the name itself. If you weren't getting anything in return, no brand deals, no, you know what I mean? Like I thought that was
Yeah.
the whole point, right? You join and you get something for in return, and it doesn't seem like you were getting much, except you were giving them more exposure because you,
Mhm.
by your own, had a bigger reach than they did together.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. I
Jab's the goat.
no, 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 no. Yeah, but I remember literally the day that I got brought on, I wasn't the only one. There was several other content creators, and I remember, words being thrown around like contract or like salary and things like this. And I remember it kind of being just sort of vague, and then just them kind of being like, yeah, that stuff's gonna come later. We're still getting set up right now, blah blah. Like I stayed for 7 months. None of that stuff ever got brought up again, like, and again, I don't like to, brag or anything like that, but I technically was like one of, if not the biggest content creators that they had. I never had any like one-on-ones with them. I never had any like, hey, we have this sponsorship for the team itself. We're going to try to get this, to you as well. And they did have sponsorships for their own team. I think at one point they had like Glitch Energy, which is like a very, very popular energy drink. Um, I know they were sponsored by like MGC, which is like the biggest mobile gaming peripherals and accessories and stuff like that. None of these things, as far as I know, none of these things were ever brought to the table when it comes to, representing their content creators and stuff. And so I would just say, like, be careful with these organizations, man. A lot of times they really don't provide any value, and you just end up representing them 24/7, and you get told things like you're going to get a monthly salary and stuff like that. And none of that stuff ever ends up happening. So, yeah, and for you, AB, I mean, you're getting to that point now. You're approaching like 10K already. By the way, if you guys haven't subscribed to AB, you definitely should get them to 10K before the end of the year. But you're getting
Thank you.
you're getting to that point where these orgs are starting to look at you and they're starting to be like, ooh, there's another victim. There's another guy we can
Yeah,
go.
for real. And they're like, look at this dummy. We can fool him into doing anything.
Yeah.
Winter schnitzel for free.
Hey, at least with that, you got something out of it. You got Wi-Fi to be able
I
to
got
stream.
Wi-Fi out of it.
I would have
That's true. That's why.
I would have been glad if they would have given me access to Wi-Fi. They didn't give me shit when I was in there.
I hope this actually. I don't know if anything has. Have you heard if the your previous org has changed any of those like season stuff? Is anyone getting a salary? Have you heard any of that change?
I have not. I wouldn't say I'm in touch with anyone that's still in there, but I do regularly interact with a couple of people that are still in there, and we're cool, like on a surface level at least. But I haven't asked. I haven't asked like if things changed or anything, and they haven't let me know. But if I'm being completely honest, I highly doubt anything has changed, because again, I wasn't in there for a short time. I wasn't in there for like, a month. I was in there for like 7 months, and nothing really made progress. Nothing really changed or anything. They kind of just mentioned it day one and then never brought it up again. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's exactly as it was before.
Yeah, I wonder if. I wonder what keeps people in the org then, because
I genuinely think it's like it's a clout thing. I think it's the having their name in front of your name, and like people, I guess maybe you didn't have that much recognition before, just being, just Jaboosle or whatever. But now that you've got a popular team name in front of your name, now I guess people kind of, relate to you more or kind of recognize you more. That's the only real benefit I can think of. But yeah, I don't know. If you're a small content creator and you're in one of these orgs that you've been in for a while and they're not providing really much for you other than like a group chat, which you could do yourself, know your worth. Like you guys are killing it on YouTube or Twitch or whatever it is. You guys are bringing in hundreds of views, thousands of views, tens of thousands of views or whatever. That's all free promotion. That's stuff that people are willing to pay for. And if you're just giving it away for free to this organization that's not really providing anything to you, like you're kind of playing yourself, So, but if you enjoy it, I mean
Well said. Well
that's
said.
on you. But yeah,
No, well said. Well said, Jab.
yeah,
Look
appreciate
out,
it.
look out for yourselves, boys. Yeah, like Jab said, man, know your worth, dude. I've known people that have way less like subscribers or reach or whatever, and as soon as they hit like 1K, 2K, dude, they're monetizing themselves like crazy, and they have
Hmm.
good business plans, dude, and they're making some good money off of even just the small platform that they do have. So yeah, just know what you guys are, if that's what you're going for, think about it and make sure you get things in writing and whatnot.
This whole thing kind of reminds me. I totally forgot until right now. Um, like 2 months before Apex Mobile had came out, I was streaming Apex Legends on PS5, and my streams were actually doing very, very good. Like I would always title them like training for Apex Mobile or getting ready for Apex Mobile or whatever it was, and I was playing Apex on PlayStation. And I think a few of those streams broke like 500 concurrent viewers. I remember one
Oh,
time,
wow.
yeah, I remember one time when Sanity joined and donated like $50 or something like that. Another
Holy
time,
moly.
yeah, it was crazy. They were, even compared to now, they were like by far and away my most successful streams ever. And during that time, I got approached by this dude. I won't say his name, but he was he was basically saying like, hey, I'm a manager at this team, I'm representing them, and we saw your Apex stuff, we like it, and we want to represent you, we want you to be a part of the team. We're going to offer you, I think he was offering like $300 to $400 a month just to have just to have this stuff, just to like have their name in my name and like represent their brand and stuff like that. And I remember I had actually messaged Rose Smith, I was cool with, and I was like asking him because I was like, bro, I have no experience with this stuff. Like, are they paying me what I'm worth? Like, what should I be asking? Things like that. And he gave me a few pointers. He was really cool about it. And that same person that came to me and offered me all that, they were like, yeah, as soon as Apex Mobile comes out, bro, like we're gonna send you the contract and blah blah blah. And then the game came out, and then I never heard from them. And then I remember I looked him up later on, and I think he was asking people for Bitcoin in like threads on Twitter. He was like, if you can send me anything, bro.
Send me anything.
It was it was like a total, I have no idea. Like, I guess the org, I don't even remember what the org was called, but I could not find them when Apex Mobile had released. Like, I couldn't find them anymore. And then this guy he didn't have them in his name anymore, so I'm guessing he got fired, or I'm guessing whatever. And yeah, he was essentially e-begging on Twitter, being like, if you guys
Dude,
can
it's
send
because he
me.
needed to sign you right then and there to turn a profit. You were gonna save him from financial ruin, dude. He needed you, chap.
But yeah, that's just a little story to let you guys know. Again, if you're like aspiring content creators or whatever, that's the kind of stuff you have to look forward to. And that's how quickly things that seem really, really good, that's how quickly they can kind of turn and stuff. It goes back to that old expression of like, if it seems too good to be true, it is. Like, it's you just have to be careful, and you just have to make sure you guys know your worth. And like Bobby said, contract first always. Like, don't listen to these promises they send you, don't listen to these what ifs or eventuallys, and make sure you guys get that contract, make sure you guys get paid what you're worth. But anyway, I feel like I've hogged the entire podcast. I know you had your own topics, bro. Can you get into your topics at this point?
What's up, guys? Jaboosle here.
Oh, I mean, well, we were covering some very good topics, and
Yeah,
it
for
tends
sure.
to happen with these podcasts, man. We just get deeper and deeper into these rabbit holes of, how deep these issues go. Um, yeah, crazy, crazy. I would say maybe if you do get approached by or to just kind of do some research, look into them, see who are their signed creators, and maybe reach out to them and see what their experience is like before you actually join yourselves. And if you are not well versed in like contracts, you've never seen the contract before, and if you don't know what you're signing or what you're reading, then don't sign, man, because it could be something that could actually be for, to take advantage of you in the long run. Just my last 2 cents on that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, and talking about something that I kind of wanted to talk about, Broski, we were talking about freaking iFerg a little while ago, and speaking of iFerg and the whole iRoss situation, iFerg definitely one of the biggest content creators out there. And one thing that I wanted to talk about is iFerg has actually made his name, his fame from playing Call of Duty Mobile. And I kind of want to bring up some messages, some tweets that he was in, because he made an announcement that he's. Wait a minute, I think I found the wrong person. For some reason, Ferg doesn't have I. There's no I in Ferg.
Yeah, I think he's
Um,
taken it off before.
yeah, there's no I in iFerg. It's just Ferg. But here I'll share my screen with you. You can see now. Um, okay, cool. I got it up now. All right.
Yeah.
So iFerg, very popular content creator, made his name and his fame playing Call of Duty Mobile, but it looks like he is no longer a partnered Call of Duty Mobile content creator. He did make an announcement. Let's see, I think it's like one of his most recent announcements where he's announcing a partnership with Arena Breakout.
Yeah.
Um, we talked about Arena Breakout in the past and how well they treat their content creators. It seems like they have a very big like push or initiative to gather content creators and to promote Arena Breakout. iFerg has officially announced that I guess he is a partnered Arena Breakout creator. I don't know how long this contract is gonna be, or the details of his contract or his partnership. But someone asked him in the replies to that announcement. I believe it was Zach Wilder right here. He said, "Wait, is Ferg no longer a COD Mobile partner?" And iFerg responded with, "I am currently not a long-term COD Mobile partner. I still love COD, but they're not partnering with any mobile content creators currently." So that's a very interesting statement because, again, so many people besides Ferg have come to fame from playing Call of Duty Mobile. It's like the biggest Call of Duty game at the moment. Activision's like most profitable game in like so long,
Mhm.
and we're not partnering with any mobile content creators at the moment. So I don't know exactly what that means. Like I don't know if that means like every content creator like Hawksness and Bobby and you know um those guys. Like I don't know, but he just went on to state that Arena Breakout is fresh and fun and will continue to put my effort where we are currently valued. So very interesting, words being chosen there. And then Bobby Plays follows up right here with where he says there are no Call of Duty mobile partners currently.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even read this. When did these get posted? Any specific reason for this? Has this been made public? Bobby said COD mobile partner label was for sponsored COD mobile content. They haven't sponsored any new content since spring. You might still
Dang.
see people posting COD and partner videos, but if they are, it's from old contracts that are unfinished. COD Mobile downfall. COD Mobile been downfall, obviously. So
How?
yeah, so this whole thing is playing out in real time. Like I didn't even, these are kind of old tweets now. These are like from yesterday. And
Yeah.
yeah, I saw these tweets yesterday, but I didn't see these replies. So very interesting situation. I mean, what do you think is going on here, Jab? You think there's some secret business going on behind the scenes?
Uh, I look. I just want to make it clear. I have no knowledge of like how things work like in the back end or anything like that. But I think this probably has to do with the fact that maybe, yeah. I guess like Activision is like essentially splitting from Tencent, right? Because they have this partnership with COD Mobile, obviously, where you know it obviously the IP is owned by Activision, but it's I think developed by Tencent Studio and stuff like that. And maybe Activision is just sort of taking their efforts and their stuff, over to Warzone Mobile, which is a game that they are actually developing and they're actually, they own itself and stuff like that. And maybe that's why there is no, partnerships right now or something. I have no idea. But it is interesting. He said there hasn't been any partnerships since spring. So this is not even like a new thing. This has been like, what, for the last 6 months or something like that.
Right.
That's kind of crazy. I thought at first when he said there are no COD mobile partners currently, I was like, wait, I know I've seen like jokes to upload recent videos or recent shorts with hashtag COD mobile partner. So I thought that was immediately wrong, but he's basically saying like these are basically just old contracts that are unfinished, which implies they're gonna be finished and then that's it. So that's kind of interesting. That definitely is really, really weird that a lot of these huge content creators that they've been partnered with for literal years at this point, they're not like, redoing those contracts. I don't know what that means. Obviously there's a couple comments there that say COD mobile downfall and stuff, but that is kind of alarming because what does that mean going forward? Is there going to be no, content creator supports? Is there going to be no sort of like special events for COD mobile anymore when it comes to content creators and things like that? I think that was a huge incentive for all these big guys to actually make content on the game. And I mean, if Ferg is anything to see, they're obviously they're gonna move on if they don't have that support system and stuff. Yeah, but it's interesting. What do you think though?
I think you made a good point about the Warzone Mobile releasing. That could be one reason why maybe they don't want to renew these contracts. Because technically, if Warzone Mobile was supposed to release, was it in November? Let's say,
Mm-hmm.
the original release was supposed to be the original release was way back in beginning of the year, first quarter or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So, my point is that the release date for Warzone Mobile has kept getting pushed back. Maybe some of these content creators and maybe their management plus Call of Duty are kind of like, well, let's hold off until Warzone Mobile releases and then we can talk about contracts. But since Warzone Mobile has continuously been pushed back, maybe they haven't renewed their Call of Duty mobile contracts. Maybe that's
Mhm.
something that both creators maybe I don't know, for example, I don't know if iFerg and Call of Duty Mobile have made that decision together, or it's mostly Call of Duty Mobile just not working with anyone at the moment.
I'm thinking
Maybe
it's that.
budgets have been cut back. Yeah, Call of Duty.
Yeah, I'm thinking I don't think this is like a creator thing. I think it's a COD mobile thing because I don't think I think he sort of included a little dig at COD mobile there where he's like, Arena Breakout's fresh and fun, so we'll continue to put our effort where it's currently valued. That kind of makes me think he's kind of taking a little dig, being like, they're not really valuing me, so
Or maybe they weren't trying to offer him as much money as before, maybe, or maybe cut down some of his benefits.
that's true.
But yeah, definitely does seem kind of like a little, like you said, like a dig or a diss at Call of Duty Mobile.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly though, Ferg has been partnered for like 4 years since like the release of Call of Duty Mobile, so he's had a long run, and a lot of creators made their name and they made their money, and I'm pretty sure these guys are gonna get picked up when Warzone Mobile releases. Like it's almost
Yeah.
a given.
100%. 100%. They wouldn't have invited all of these guys out to COD Next either if they didn't have plans to partner with them as soon as the game is actually available in NA and EU and stuff like that. So yeah, I have no doubt in my mind they'll be back, just not probably with COD Mobile and instead with Warzone Mobile. But for the time being, it looks like, yeah, a couple of them are going over to Arena Breakout, which you mentioned earlier. They have been very supportive of their content creators. Speaking from experience, just sort of working with them and what they've offered me, he has to be making bank. Like at this point, like he's probably not worried at all about the loss in viewership or the loss in subscribers or anything like that who are like diehard COD mobile fans or anything like that. Because Arena Breakout, they're paying content creators, man. Like they're on it, which is a good thing. It's not like a dig or anything at them or like anything like that. Like they're supporting their content creators, and in turn they're getting content creators that are actually like motivated essentially to make content on this game. I've watched a couple of his videos. It is honestly, it's kind of weird. Like he's bringing the COD Mobile style editing and stuff to a game that is significantly slower and like more methodical and tactical and stuff. And if I'm being honest, it doesn't really work out for me. It works out in COD Mobile because it's so fast paced and so, you know, in your face and stuff like that. It doesn't really work for Arena Breakout for me personally, but I mean, he must be making bank at this point. He obviously loves the game. I think there was a tweet saying that he's put in like 600 hours into the game so far, which obviously he would not do if he didn't, you know, love this game. So I mean, respect to him, man. He must be making a killing, and he's playing a new game that he likes. So, you know, you can't be mad at it.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to the anyone that's working with Arena Breakout at the moment. You know, if you're in it to grow your channel, I guess, and make some. I mean, if you're approached by them, would you say take a deal if they offer you anything?
Hey,
I would.
one thing I will say though, because we kind of been defending the smaller content creators at this point, you know, with the last topics and stuff. One thing I will say though, if they do hit you up, just know you're not getting paid for like 3 to 6 months until after you finish your project.
Oh,
Yeah, that might. I mean, I highly doubt any of them are gonna listen to it, but if they do, I mean, who cares? I've worked with them a couple times now. I'm still waiting to get paid on some stuff that I've done for them like 3 4 months ago. So just know that like they're paying out. Don't get me wrong, they will pay you. It's just gonna take a while. Uh, but yeah, it's an interesting game. I'm surprised they got Ferg on lock. I'm surprised they got a lot of other content creators. I didn't think they were gonna make the move from COD Mobile or whatever it is that they're coming from and stuff. But I guess that's what happens when you actually support your content creators, give them incentives to, you know, make money and stuff like that. But yeah.
alrighty. Was there any other topics that you would like to cover? I think we're kind of reaching, and I think I have like one more topic that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
All right. So the last thing that I kind of wanted to bring up was this game that I found just randomly just browsing the internet. I forgot what it's called already. Holstein, sorry.
Oh yeah.
So in the spirit of Halloween and all that, and you know, upcoming games and interesting games to play, you know, we're always looking for new games to play. There's Jaboozle's made some great lists on YouTube and on TikTok of like you know, of horror games to play. Of note, games like well, you just streamed. If you guys don't follow Jaboozle, follow him, subscribe to him because he just last night was streaming. Oh shoot, what's that game called? That scary game?
Outlast.
Outlast, there you go. Yeah, Outlast is super scary, man. There's like jump scares and monsters and demons, and you know, it is the season to start playing like horror games and whatnot. And a very interesting game that I came across is a game called Holstein. This game was announced or revealed back in I think September, and it finally launched a I believe the beta is available on Steam only at the moment, but this game is supposed to release for PS4, PS5, Xbox, Nintendo Switch. So like the major consoles, it is a little like indie game. Um,
Yeah.
Let me just kind of him here. But it's got this very cool and unique art style where it's designed in like this like retro style graphics. Um, and it's just a very cool, interesting game. I'll probably end up playing it, maybe even recording some gameplay on it. It has this very cool, like pixel art style, kind of Resident Evil like style of game. There's, I don't know, there's like some exploration mechanics. There's zombies, monsters. You know, there's different perspectives, and it's just a really cool, interesting game. I've never seen a game like this, and for anybody out there that's looking for something to check out, Holstein is available now. You can download the beta on Steam, and then eventually, I'm sure to launch a beta for the consoles as well. So,
Yeah,
just an interesting game that I found. Looks cool to me.
yeah, you mentioned this right before we started the stream, and I was like, hold on, no, before we even start, you know, doing the podcast, like, what's the name? Because I want to check this out for myself. It looks dope. I really like the art style. I really like games that remind me of, you know, gaming when I was a kid and stuff. And that's exactly what this sort of art style and stuff does for me. Like, I literally will go back and play older games simply because of like how nostalgic they are and how good they look still. And this one, like you said, the perspective changes and stuff like that. It's like sort of mixing like old style gameplay, like classic gameplay, but with like new techniques and stuff like that. It's just really, really cool to see. This is definitely a game that I could see myself streaming because it looks so good. But yeah, you said the demo's on PC right now, right?
Yeah, the demo is currently available on Steam. I think it launched I think the 12th, if I'm not mistaken. The beta was like 3 gigabytes to download. It runs on like low end PCs. The system requirements weren't very high at all.
Oh
I
yeah.
think it required like Windows 7 and up, so and like 3 gigs of RAM, so not very demanding, and or 6 gigs of RAM, sorry. So not a very demanding game, but very interesting. Aesthetically, the gameplay looks pretty engaging, and it's something totally different.
Yeah, for
I know
sure.
people are always looking for new horror games to play and whatnot. So I saw this one. It looked very interesting. I think it's worth checking out. I'm not sponsored, by the way, at all. I just what we do here on the channel is we find interesting games to play and put you on game, and here's one of them. Right, it'll be a very good game.
For sure, dude. And if you guys think AB should stream this, because I think that would be really entertaining to watch, you guys should leave a comment down below. Uh,
Maybe. I get really I get scared easily. The jump scares get me, dude.
that's the beauty
Me
of
and
it, dude. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to hear you yell and get scared.
me and Ace were playing Warzone last night. We were doing the haunting of like a haunting
Ooh,
event.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
there's like a bunch of demons and like bosses to kill, and there's like a bunch of jump scares because like when you go to loot something and you open the crate, sometimes you trigger like a jump scare, and I screamed like a little girl like 6 times. Ace was just dying, dude. He was dying, and he started trolling me because he was like, "Oh, you need ammo, AB?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was open up this crate right here, and I would just run
Oh
over, open
no,
it, and then just like instantly get scared. And
I would not
like, I'm not
play.
even that much.
I would not play a co-op horror game with him. I already know I'm gonna be trolled the entire time.
But yeah, it's very fun. The Warzone, the haunting event was super dope. There's like different kinds of bosses. There's a UFO. There's a mummy.
What?
There's like some demon butcher thing. There's a ghost train. There's like a flaming train that travels around the map. Like, it's a pretty cool event, dude.
I had no idea. I'm about to go download that on PlayStation right now. I had no idea.
And this is a trailer for it right here, actually.
Oh yeah, let me.
Gonna turn down the volume. The hunting. Yeah, it's super dope. I was actually having fun. Me and Ace played for like 4 hours, dude. And I think we defeated two of like the 6 bosses or 8 bosses that are in the game.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Pretty fun. Yeah, there's another, I guess, another cool fun event. One thing I was curious about, and I don't know if you still have access to Warzone Mobile, Jab. Do you know if there's any like haunting event going on in Warzone Mobile?
I do not have access because I ended up deleting the game off my phone because the VPN that I was using, I guess it's blocked now. So whenever I would try to get into a game, it'd say like turn off your VPN or whatever it was. And I was just too lazy to find another one, but no, I don't have access to it right now. But I mean, if there is cross progression and stuff, then it should, right? Like it should have all this stuff, right? Like it
That's
should.
that's what I thought.
Oh, who's that?
I guess she's like a boss from Diablo. I think her name is Lilith.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'll download that.
Jab saw the demon mommy and was like, "Oh, I'm downloading."
That's all it took.
Freaking Jab.
Was that Ash from the Evil Dead?
I don't think that was. I think it was just somebody made it look.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Had a
dude,
bunch of like.
I've been playing MW. Sorry to interrupt you, but I've been playing MW2, and whoever uses that fat clown skin, why are they so? They're so annoying. Like they're the most annoying players to play against.
Probably because the hitbox detection, it looks like a lot bigger than it is. I don't know if all the
Yeah.
character models share the similar hitbox, but just Visually, they look different.
Yeah, I swear I be hitting shots on them and they don't hit, and then they just turn around and kill me. It makes me so mad.
Right. People were complaining about the same thing about your demon mommy.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, because demon mommy has like these huge wings. She has I know it's kind of hard to see, but she has these huge wings on her back and then these like big horns on her head. But if you shoot at them, it literally does nothing. They don't register.
Oh, that's so weird.
But yeah, so like even though the designs of the characters are a lot bigger, there's no hitbox, there's no hit detection, so they're like super annoying because you think you have a shot, but you
Yeah.
actually don't. The
Yeah.
same thing with with the fat clown guy.
Yeah,
Is right here, Jab?
he's a thick boy. That's what it's about, dude. I'm downloading it as we speak. What's up, guys? Jaboosle here. Oh man. So before we end it, I had one more thing to mention, and it was the possibility of future guests, because obviously so far it's just been me and you. Um, but I thought it would be a cool thing to maybe like reach out to a couple people. I already know a couple people that either would be interested or I think would be, you know, willing to come on for like an hour or whatever. And what do you think?
Hell yeah.
Would that be cool to just get like a guest every once in a while and just have like
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, we had Miz crash a podcast not too long ago.
yeah, she's technically the first guest.
He's the first featured guest. Yeah, no, definitely. I think there would be some guys, you know, definitely like Sprite Up from the Combat Master team.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Sprite would be a good one. Even I've noticed that Lord Heck, you know, he's probably
Mhm.
like a mutual friend of both of ours. And Lord Heck he's been doing some crazy stuff. I've seen his TikToks recently, and he's been doing some very interesting stuff with the Nintendo Switch controllers.
Dude, I literally wrote him down because I was like, I want to get him on here. First of all, he's a dope content creator and he seems like a really cool guy. But yeah, I wanted to ask him about that because this dude is playing like PC games and like PlayStation games with Switch Joy-Cons. And not only is he playing them, like he's murdering, like he's destroying people in
Yeah.
like Valorant and like Roblox Roblox multiplayer or like Call of Duty, and he's using Joy-Cons with gyro. It's crazy. As someone who has put like at this point probably thousands of hours into my Nintendo Switch playing games, the Joy-Cons suck for shooters and stuff. They're just not very good. So I don't know how he's so good with those. But yeah, he's someone that I would love to have on here too. Spry, of
Hell yeah,
course.
for sure.
Yes, Spry, of course, mutual friend of both of ours. I know if we hit him up, he would for sure be down. I don't know if we could get them, but Mobile Drama Guy, he would be really cool to just sort, because I know he's been around for years at this point. So to just kind of pick his brain and be like, what made you think of this thing that pretty much no one else has thought of, to you know, to make content in this specific like niche. And then a couple other ones, you know, Pills Mayhem, he makes dope arena breakout content and stuff like that. But
Yeah. Pills is dope too. Yeah, I've been
yeah,
seeing him, keeping up with him. Yeah, but a lot of good mobile content creators. I was gonna say, for anybody out there that's like wants to see us speak with anybody or you know bring them onto the podcast, uh, some people we may not be able to get. I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
saying.
There's no way we're getting a Ferg or like you know Insanity on here. But some of the people that are around our size that we're friends with, I'm assuming they would probably be down to do, you know, half an hour or an hour or whatever it is. But yeah, I have a feeling people are just gonna be like, yeah, you guys should get Ferg on here, and it's gonna be like, dude.
Like, SS Sniper Wolf, ask her about the drama.
Oh man, that whole situation is crazy too. I'm surprised it took so long for her to apologize and also for you to do something about it, because that was like straight up. First of all, it was straight up like stalkery, and then
Yeah.
doxing too. To be outside someone's house and be like, "Let me in, guys. Look, that's the address."
Hey, she ain't gonna pull up to the hood and do that. That's for damn sure.
Hell no, hell no.
She knew who she's dealing with. She wouldn't pull up on it. She wouldn't come up to AB's house. That's for damn sure.
That's for damn sure, dude.
I was sick. My 5 chihuahuas on her.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all we had to talk about, right? That's
Yeah, man. I think we covered we covered the stuff I wanted to talk about, the stuff that you wanted to talk about, a lot of good stuff. I told you guys today's podcast episode was gonna be fire, man. I told you.
for sure, dude, for sure. So many good topics. And yeah, guys, we're gonna keep doing this. Like we said earlier in the podcast, what do you guys think of the Beyond Mobile name? If it's good, let us know in the comments. If it's bad, let us know your guys' alternative. And yeah, check out AB if you haven't yet. He makes awesome mobile gaming content, a lot of streams, a lot of just really good vibes and really good gameplay. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me, man.
Shout out to Jaboosle. He's on the road to 5K. The man is the GOAT. Literally the GOAT.
I look like a goat, horns and everything.
Like Demon Mommy.
Yeah. All right,
That's
guys.
it. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and take care. Be safe. Peace.
See ya.